Good morning, students. Welcome to today's lecture. In the last class, we discussed exercise 4.2. Now, in 4.3, question number 1 also we have discussed. Simple question it was. We had to find three solutions and then draw a graph. Now, question number 2 is give the equations of two lines passing through point 2, 40. We have to give two equations of lines that pass through these points. How many more such lines are there and why? So let's see. First of all, we know this point can be seen as x comma y because I have told you in any xy plane, if you have a point, it points coordinates are actually x comma y only. So x is actually 2 and y is actually 14. Now we want to write an equation. For that, just understand simple thing. If I have 2 and 14 and I add them directly like this, 2 plus 14, that will be equal to 16. Now we know this 2 can be taken as x, then we have plus sign, then we have y for 14 is equal to 60. This is the first equation. So it was very easy. Simply you can play with these numbers and form many equations like this. I can say 3 into 2 plus 1 into 14. From my side I have done it. You can do anything like 5 into 2 plus 2 into 14, anything you want. Okay, now say 3 to the 6 plus 14 is how much? 20. This is also equation. Now let's give this equation a variable name. So this 3 will be as it is, 2 can be taken as x, then we have plus sign, then 1 is normal, 14 can be taken as y is equal to 20. So this is second equation. Similarly, if you want to play with the number like this way, minus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 14, let's check. 2 into 2 is 4 minus 4, 3 14s are 42. What will we get? 38. So this is also equation. Again, let's give this example a structure of equation. Very simple. Minus 2 will remain same. This 2 will be taken as x, plus will be plus, 3 will be 3, this will be y equal to 38. So it has infinitely many solutions possible. Now you will think why I said infinitely many solutions, because I have told you when you have a single point, there are infinite number of lines possible which can pass through this point. That is why it has infinite number of equations possible. Okay. The taxi fare in a city is as follows. For the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8. So suppose a person is traveling a distance. In that distance, the first kilometer price is fixed. How much price? 8 rupees. So if a person goes by this taxi for first kilometer, the price is fixed, that is 8 rupees. After that, the price is 5 per kilometer. What do you understand with this? Suppose, let me take an example, a concept over here, that for first kilometer fare will be rupees 8 plus 5 into 0. Why 0? Because the person has gone only 1 kilometer. So there is no need of this value. This becomes 0. He has to give how much rupees? Only 8 rupees. Now if the person travels 2 kilometer, in that case, first kilometer price is how much? 8 rupees. Subsequent, that is 5 into 2 minus 1. Now why 2 minus 1? Because 1 kilometer charge he has already given, that is rupees 8. So extra he has traveled only 1 kilometer. So he has to pay 8 plus 5 rupees, that is 13 rupees. Similarly, suppose that person goes 3 kilometers. So in these 3 kilometer, first kilometer price is 8 rupees and remaining 2 kilometers, the price is 5 into 2, that is 5 into 3 minus 1. I hope you are getting this simple concept. Now, Just think of the general understanding of this question. Whatever the question is, we have to find total fare. When you sit in a taxi, you have to give a total fare to that person. Now you will ask him, Bhaiya, why total fare is this much? He will tell you, Bhaiya, total fare is having a fixed charge for the first kilometer and the remaining charge per kilometer charge I have charged. Okay, so seeing these equations, these examples, I can say, let's distance covered is x kilometers and total charge is y rupees. So these are two variables I have assumed. I can say total charge, that is y, is equal to 8 for the first kilometer plus 5 into x minus 1. Why x minus 1? Because x is the distance traveled and out of this distance 1 kilometer charge is already taken. That is why this equation is correct. Now open it. Y is equal to 8 plus 5x minus 5. So y equal to 5x plus 3. This is the equation. You can find three solutions of the equation and then draw the graph easily. Okay. I will take 2-3 more examples like this which are not in NCERT just to make your concept clear. Okay. In the next page. Let's see. In case there is a new taxi driver who has different charges. He says, I will take fixed charge 50 rupees. It is only fixed charge, not for 1 kilometer, not for 2 kilometers. Only 50 rupees I will take as soon as you sit in my car. The moment you sit in my car, your 50 rupees you have to give me. Okay. Then per kilometer I will charge 10 rupees. Understood? In the last question, fixed charge was for first kilometer. But in this case, fixed charge is for 0 kilometers. As soon as you sit in that car, you have to give 50 rupees. So this time again, total charge will be fixed charge plus per kilometer charge. So fixed charge this time is 50. If x is distance traveled, then per kilometer charge is 10 into x. This time I have not taken x minus 1. You know why? Because this time we have not covered this 1 kilometer already. So we have to cover complete distance. So if a person goes, suppose 10 kilometers by this person car, he will have to pay y is equal to 50, that is a fixed charge of sitting in the car, plus 10 into 10, that is 100 plus 50, 150 rupees. Got it? Now you go to Mumbai. In Mumbai, the taxi drivers have different rates. They are saying कि my fixed charge for first 2 kilometers, my fixed charge for first 2 kilometers is 20 rupees. After that, per kilometer I charge 10 rupees. Okay, suppose it is a rate charge over there. Now what does it mean? That equation becomes y equal to 20 plus 10 bracket x minus 2. Why x minus 2? Because these 2 kilometer charge is already taken here. If a person has traveled x kilometers, suppose a person has traveled x kilometers in Mumbai, out of this x kilometers, 2 kilometer charge is already covered by this value. So if 2 kilometer is gone, how much is left? Total minus what is gone? X minus 2. That is why equation is y equal to 20 plus 10 bracket x minus 2. Now I hope this concept is clear to you. Why we are forming equations like this? Okay. Similarly, suppose we have a library in school and it is paying, what you say, it is taking a fee for the book, and the fee is like this. In a library, book fixed charge is 100 rupees for 1 month. So if you issue a book from library for, suppose, any time, first month price you have to give, that is 100 rupees. Even if you give back in 10 days, still you have to give 100 rupees because it is fixed charge. It can't be, what you say, up and down. After this month, if you keep this book, what will happen? The price will be 50 rupees per month. So again, think about it. Suppose you are using book for 2 months. So what will be the price? You have to give 100 for the first fixed month plus 50 rupees for the second month. Similarly, if you take it for 3 months, you have to give 100 the fixed charge plus 50 into what? 3 or 2? No 3, it will be 2 because 1 month is already covered in this thing. If you take it for 9 months, suppose you take book for 9 months, then you have to give 100 rupees for the first month. Now how many months are remaining? 8 months are remaining. So 50 into 8. This way we can form the equation, and that is why equation becomes y is equal to 100 plus 50 x minus 1. Again this minus 1 represent that 1 month is already calculated in this fixed charge. Okay, now I hope you got this. Okay, question number 5. From the choices given below, choose the equation whose graphs are given in figure 4.6 and 4.7. So in front of you there are two graphs. You have to tell out of the 4 or 8 equations given to you, which equation is accurate. So this is the graph given to you. First observe the graph. There are some points on this graph. Suppose this point I take as point number A, this point 0 as point number B, and this point as point number C. We all know equation of this line, whatever it is, it will satisfy these 3 points because these 3 points are lying on the line only. So we have to check one by one these 3 points on the equations. If any equation satisfy these 3 points, then that equation will be equation of this line. Very simple. So let's see. Points are A minus 1 1, B 0 0, and C 1 minus 1. First equation given to us is y equal to x. Let's check with the first point. When you put a equal to minus 1 1, so x equal to minus 1 you will put, and y equal to 1. After putting you will get 1 is equal to minus 1. Is it possible? No. Therefore this is not possible, and hence this equation is rejected. First equation is rejected. Now second equation is x plus y is equal to 0. Again we have to check with the first point a minus 1 comma 1. Let's see. Again putting x equal to minus 1 and y equal to plus 1. Let's see what happens. Minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0, which is our right hand side. So first point satisfies the equation. Now let's check the second point. Second point is 0 comma 0. If we put 0 comma 0, it becomes 0 plus 0, that is also 0, which is right hand side. Again correct. Third point C 1 comma minus 1. Again putting, we got 0, which is RHS. So when you are keep on getting right answers, you have to check all the points. But if you get one point wrong, you have to stop there only. Okay. So second equation is correct for this graph. Similarly, I have checked the third equation. You can compare yourself why it is not taken and why third and fourth is rejected. Okay. In similar way, you have to check for second figure. You have to find those points on second figure and keep on checking on the given equations. Whichever equation satisfy these points, that equation will be equation of that graph. Okay. Question number 6. If the work done by a body on application of constant force is directly proportional to distance traveled by the body. So, first line is saying work done is directly proportional to distance traveled. This is the concept of physics. In physics, you will study in this class only that work done is directly proportional to distance. What does it mean? The more distance a person travel, the more work is done. Okay, they are directly proportional. So in this case, you can see if A is directly proportional to B, so we can say if B increases, A will increase. If B decreases, A will decrease. But if it is a inverse relation like this, what will happen? If you increase B, A will decrease, like that. Okay, so in this case question we are dealing with first case, that is direct proportion. Now given to us work done proportional to distance traveled. This is sign of proportional. When you remove the sign to bring equal to sign, you have to bring one constant from your side, that is k. This constant is known as constant of proportionality. Now let the distance traveled is x kilometers and work done is y joules. What is this joule? This joule is unit of work done. Okay, so we can say y, that is work done, is equal to k, that is constant, into distance traveled. I've done nothing. I've just put this work as y, k remains k only as it is constant, and distance traveled is x. So this is the equation. Now if you read the question, it is saying express this in the form of equation in two variables and draw the graph of same by taking constant force as 5 unit. So they have taken constant as 5 units, so we can take this k as 5. So equation is y equal to 5x. Now you can easily make a box like this, find three solutions of this and draw a graph. Okay, now they are asking one more part. Also read the graph work done when distance traveled by the body is 2 units. So you have to see the graph to find the value of work done when distance traveled is 2 units. You can find it very easily. If you do by equation, it is easy. So if distance is 2 units, you have to put x equal to 2. That makes y equal to 10 joules or units. If distance traveled is 0 unit, y is equal to 5 into 0, that is y equal to 0. So if a person, suppose coolie, is taking a load on his head and he is not moving, that is his distance traveled is 0. So he has done how much work? He has done 0 work. Okay, this is a simple concept of physics that you will study. Okay, question number 7. Yamini and Fatima, two students of class 9th, contributed rupees 100. So they both together contributed this much rupees in Prime Minister Relief Fund for earthquake victims. We have to write a linear equation taking contribution as x and y. Very simple. What do you think? Whatever given by Yamini, take it as x rupees. Whatever given by Fatima as y rupees. Can you form an equation with x, y and 100? Very simple. Whatever the value is, equation is x plus y is equal to 100. Now you want to form the equation. Very simple. Take that box like this. Okay, x, y. If you take x as 0, you get 100 as y. If you take y as 0, take as 100. Suppose you take 50, this, it becomes 50. Now this time, taking the scale as 1 centimeter will be difficult for you, because if you take 1 centimeter, you have to draw 100 centimeters. The best is this time take scale as 1 unit equal to 10 centimeters. So you can take this as 10, 20, 30, or you can take as 20 also the scale. Similar way, you can take scale as 20 also. So 20, 40, 60. So depends on you what scale you want. As per the values you have found, you can find a appropriate scale. Okay. After making that scale, you can easily plot the graph. Okay. Similarly, in this question, in countries like USA and Canada, temperature is measured in Fahrenheit, whereas in India, it is in Celsius. So we must have a formula to understand the difference or to interchange them. Formula is this one. Fahrenheit is equal to 9 upon 5 Celsius plus 32. Now, what they are saying, draw the graph of linear equation using Celsius as x-axis. So this can be taken as x-axis, this can be taken as y-axis. Very simple. Already they have given you a machine. First, what you have to do, you have to find three values of this. So put value of x and get value of y. Suppose you take x equal to 0. What will happen? This complete is 0, f become Similarly, you can find two other values and you can plot this easily. Now what they are saying in second part, if temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, what is temperature in Fahrenheit? Simple. Temperature is 30 degrees Celsius means this value is given to you. How much? 30. Just put this value. So F is equal to 9 upon 5, 30 plus 32. Now solve this. 5 6 are 9 6 are 54 plus 32, and when you add you will get the answer. If you observe the thermometer at your homes, till now you have been using thermometer at your homes, and mom or father used to tell you that the fever is 102 101. Have you ever observed, or have you ever, what you say, noticed that 101 or 102 is in which unit? What do you think? That is 101 degrees Celsius? What do you think? That is 100 degrees Celsius? No. If it was 100 degrees Celsius, that person couldn't even live at that temperature. Why? Because 100 degrees Celsius, you know, water boils at this temperature. When water is boiling, think about the person, what will happen to him or her. So this was actually Fahrenheit. The thermometer you are using at home is showing you in Fahrenheit. So 100 Fahrenheit, 101 Fahrenheit, 102 Fahrenheit. Okay. So that way you have to understand. Similarly, now they are saying in third part, if temperature is 95 Fahrenheit. So this time they have given you value of y and they are asking value of x. Very simple. Put this value in F, you will get answer in C. Very simple it is. Similarly, you will try fourth part also. So I hope you all got this. Try these questions in these holidays, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday we will discuss it. Okay. Thank you.